from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The Bank of South Sudan, telecommunications operators and the National Communication Authority have formed a committee to expedite the transition from cash-based transactions to digital payments across various sectors. The Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services says the government is undertaking a project to extend fiber optic connectivity from the Kenya-South Sudan border into the country. And global oil prices have jumped after Israel said it had struck Iran in a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East. These are stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo. And now the news in detail. The Bank of South Sudan, telecommunications operators and the National Communication Authority have formed a committee to expedite the transition from cash-based transactions to digital payments across various sectors. This move aims to integrate mobile money platforms with commercial banks, develop affordable salary withdrawal tariffs for civil servants, enhance financial transparency, and restore public confidence in the banking system. In a statement on Thursday, Bank Governor Addis Ababa Otho called for an urgent collective action to address the cash crisis. Meanwhile, his first deputy, Samuel Yanga Mikaya, pledged to oversee a timely and inclusive transition to digital payments that ensures no one is left behind. Representatives from major telecom providers, including MTN, South Sudan CEO Mapula Bodibe, DigiCar's chief operators Manager Martin Olwach and Zain South Sudan CEO Philip Hanna have expressed strong support for the initiative. David Chol, who represented the National Communication Authority at the meeting, assured the authority's commitment to expanding digital infrastructure and increasing public awareness around digital finance. The Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services says the government is undertaking a project to extend fiber optic connectivity from the Kenya-South Sudan border into the country. South Sudan's internet service is said to be one of the most expensive in the region due to weak infrastructure and limited energy sources. In April 2025, Michael McQuails announced plans to extend new fiber optic cables from Ethiopia and Sudan into the country. According to McQuay, the expansion from Kenya aims to lower the cost of internet services in South Sudan, which remains notably high compared to other countries in the region. He further stated that the fiber optic network expansion will cover a distance of 2,420 kilometers within South Sudan. Information Minister McQuay made the remarks at the official opening of the First Advisory Council and 30th General Assemblies of the East African Communication Organization hosted by the South Sudan National Communication Authority in Juba mid this week. McQuay went on to say the connectivity will also in future include Ethiopia, Sudan, DR Congo and the Atlantic Ocean. According to a 2023 report by Business Insider Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa is ranked as the fourth most expensive region globally for mobile data. The report highlighted that within Sub-Saharan Africa, only 6 countries feature among the top 50 cheapest globally. Based on the ranking of the report for the 10 most expensive countries in Sub-Saharan Africa for mobile data costs, South Sudan ranks as the second most expensive following Zimbabwe. The Dean of the Faculty of Law at the University of Juba has advised the newly sworn-in advocate of the South Sudan Bar Association to uphold the principles of legal practice and avoid being brokers. On Thursday, the South Sudan Bar Association officially sworn in and enrolled 271 newly admitted advocates, including 51 female lawyers. This comes after the South Sudan Bar Council in February conducted a screening test for 187 lawyers, including 40 women, as part of the licensing process for legal practice. Speaking during the event, Al-Faki Chol urged the newly sworn-in advocate to uphold bravery and professionalism in their legal practice. He stressed their crucial role as the eyes of the citizens and encouraged them to serve justice with fairness and dedication while safeguarding the rights of the people. Al-Faki emphasized the lawyers should refrain from charging percentage-based fees, stressing that they are not brokers but rather professionals. Similarly, the Vice President And chair of the infrastructure cluster, Taban Dengai, urged the newly sworn-in advocates to uphold integrity and champion the rule of law in their legal practice. This is iRadio Morning News. And now to the international scene. Global oil prices have jumped after Israel said it had struck Iran in a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East. Benchmark oil contracts, Brent crude and NYMEX light sweet were up by more than 10% after the news emerged. Traders are concerned that a conflict between Iran and Israel could disrupt supplies coming from the energy-rich region. The cost of crude oil affects everything from the price of food at the supermarket to how much it costs to fill up your car. China has said it is ready to drop the tariffs it charges on imports from all 53 African countries with which it has diplomatic relations. The move, announced at a China-Africa Cooperation meeting, comes as the continent is facing the possibility of increased tariffs on its products entering the U.S. China is Africa's largest trading partner, a position it has held for the last 15 years, with Africa exporting goods to the Asian nation worth around $170 billion in 2023. A joint ministerial statement criticized certain countries' efforts to disrupt the existing international economic and trade order through the unilateral imposition of tariffs. It then called on the U.S. to resolve trade disputes on the basis of equality, respect, and mutual benefit. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The Bank of South Sudan Telecommunications Operators and the National Communication Authority have formed a committee to expedite the transition from cash-based transactions to digital payments across various sectors. The Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services says the government is undertaking a project to extend fiber optic connectivity from the Kenya-South Sudan border into the country. And global oil prices have jumped after Israel said it had struck Iran in a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thanks for listening.